Hey everyone, all three of you. Uh, so today I want to talk about my depression and how I feel like day by day. Um, well, there's better days than others, but I want to start off with the question, which is like, how are you doing, or are you okay? And for someone who suffers from depression, when we say fine or okay for answers, it doesn't mean the same for someone who doesn't suffer from it. Because when I answer that question, I say I'm fine or I'm okay. That usually just means that I didn't think about dying that day, or nothing bad had happened. Like, if I answer good, that means something good happened that day. But usually, fine and okay, or they're not fine and they're not okay. Um, but for me, day by day, normally it's kind of like a haze, like nothing. Um, a lot of times well, at least for me, constantly living in my head, thinking, overthinking, thinking everything possibly negative that could happen and probably will happen, um, because it's just what I've gotten used to. Um, when you've been in depression for 10 plus years, you you keep your head down. You don't really expect anything. And when you do expect something, you kind of expect it to go bad eventually. And so you kind of enjoy those small moments. Um, but my experience with, like, I'll make another video about this, but I want to touch it a little bit with suicide is I feel like there's different levels of depression, and the most severe is when you attempt to take your life. And because there's a difference between thinking about it, planning it, thinking of all the things you want to say to someone if you did, um, just feeling sad, just feeling hopeless, like nothing's ever going to get better. Um, and I think just with, in general, people with depression, but I think also myself, has to realize that bad things don't always happen. Sometimes good things happen. And personally, although I tend to not look for like things that are blah, 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 sorry, we tend to not expect the worst, but at the same time we do. We, not that we want it to happen, but we do expect it to. There's been situations where you you just get up and you have to get out of a situation because a friend or someone close to you, uh, they betray you, or whatever you want to call it, and or they let you down somehow. Um, so we tend to not to like sticking around because we feel like something's gonna make us leave. Um, we try not to put down roots, because for us, when we're forced to leave, or me personally, when kind of like with a real tree, you pull out a tree that with deep roots by you just pull it out. You're gonna break some of the roots. You're gonna leave some in there, and that's how it feels. You feel broken. Parts of you are left where you were. I feel like this video is getting a little bit too long. This one was just kind of like a whatever video I just wanted to make and put out. But I want to leave off with is no matter how bad it gets, no matter how many times people let you down, how many times you let people down, no matter how many times anything wrong that can happen, it's gonna get better at some point. I mean, 10 years, I can't say that it's all been bad. There's been some good moments and I've enjoyed them, but, and I'm not making this video for anyone who knows me and sees this to feel bad or anything for me. It's just so you know what, kind of like what we feel all the time. It's not like some days we're happy, some days we're sad. It's mostly we're always not happy. It's just, we're not sad. We're not happy. That sucks. A lot of times we try to fill the void that we feel we have with anything. But just know that the harder you work to be okay with yourself, the easier it is, and instead of relying on other people. I'm not saying to be cold or genuinely like a mean person or whatever to keep people away from you, but just if you're not used to it, it's good to be a little wary. That's pretty much it for now. Thanks, guys.